Hello, I'm Lee Elliott. Welcome to my video of rhythm guitar. I want to explain to you how to play the old traditional style of rhythm guitar. The guitar is the perfect instrument to play rhythm on because it has both the bass notes and the treble notes. And the bass notes, you want to play one bass note, and then you want to strum on the four smaller strings. Say if you was in G, you'd play a G bass note, and then you would strum the four small strings. And then you would follow that by an alternate bass note, which is the D note, so that's the fourth string open, and then strum again. If you do a couple of those, you're playing basic rhythm. G, strum, D, strum, G, strum, D, strum. And that's how you play a basic rhythm. Now we're going to be playing in the first three frets, all what they call open chords. 75, 80 years ago, everybody knew the open chords on the guitar. It was just common knowledge. Most anybody you run into would be able to show you 2 or 3 chords on a guitar. You can make them in the first 3 frets. There's only 7 notes in music, and there's only 7 chords in music. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The first 7 letters of the alphabet. See how simple it is? Yeah, I know there's sharps and flats in there, but we'll talk about them later. They're not important right now. So what we're going to do is talk about rhythm in the open chords by using the proper bass note for each chord, the proper alternate bass note for each chord. And there's 2 kinds of rhythm that we're going to talk about. Common time, or they call it 2/4 time, is 1 bass note, 1 strum, 1 alternate bass note, and 1 strum. And repeat that over and over. That's the basic rhythm in 2/4 time. The other rhythm is the 3/4 time or waltz time. And of course, I'm sure you've all heard that. It's 1 bass note and 2 strums, alternate bass note and 2 strums. And it would sound, I'll just use the G chord as an example. Everybody knows how to make the G chord. So the common time is, and the waltz time would be, see how simple it is? Don't need to be hard. I just see people strumming on the guitar all the time, and nobody's playing a bass note. And well, that would be okay if you're in a band situation with a bass fiddle or electric bass guitar. But if you're sitting at home with a guitar and you want to sing a song or accompany someone else to play an instrument or sing a song, you need to play the bass note, because there's 2 important parts of music, the downbeat and the upbeat. And the downbeats are bass notes if you're a guitar player, and the upbeats are strums. So you have equal parts, bass notes and strums. If you can't have one without the other. You can if you're playing the ukulele. Oh, you can just strum the hell out of a ukulele. It's got a little string on the bottom, a little string on the top. Don't matter, get it going and coming. That's how it was made to be played, not so the guitar. And a lot of instruments, well, most of them, you can't play bass notes. You can't play bass notes on a violin or a mandolin, even a banjo. You can pick a banjo because it's got a little string on the top like that ukulele, but you can't strum it. You're not supposed to anyway. But so let's go through a few. I'm sure that you have got your own guitar, you've got your own electronic tuner. Get your guitar in tune. You already know the open chords, or most of them. If you don't, you need to learn them. And there's one chord for every note, of course, which is 7. And also you need to get yourself a capo. You need to get a capo and learn how to use it, and not an expensive one. You don't need the cheapest capo I ever bought was the best capo that I ever bought. You need a tuner, electronic tuner, to get your guitar in tune. You need a flat pick, and you need a capo. And then you need to learn those open chords. And then you start applying the bass notes with the strums to your rhythm guitar player. And we'll get into a couple of demonstrations of different songs down the line here. Let's go through a few of the chords. I'm sure you know G. And if it's a 3-chord song, it's probably G, C, and D, most likely. And so the bass notes for G, of course, is G and D. When you go to C, right there under your finger is the C note. C, go back to the G, just alternate from the C note to the G note that you already played. And then D, there's an open D string and an A. Your alternate is A. So your 3 chords in G would be see how simple playing rhythm is? You can do that to most any song. If the song goes off to a 4th chord, it's probably an E. If you're in G, it would be off to an A, and then a D, and then back to G. If it has a relative minor, every chord has a relative minor. So if your song has a minor chord, it would probably be, if you're in G, it would probably be E minor. E is the relative minor to G. You've all heard the Bluegrass song, Foggy Mountain Breakdown. That's G chord, and then to the E minor, and back to the G chord, back to the E minor, and then to the D chord, and back to G. That's Foggy Mountain Breakdown. It would be like Thank you, Earl Scruggs. That's how you play Foggy Mountain Breakdown. So, anyway, here's your D chord, your D, and your A are your bass notes. In the A chord, I'll make an A7 here, is an A and an E. If you're in E, it's an E and a B, which is already made as part of your chord. And then if you go to the, if you're in E, you'll need to go to B, and you go to the B7. So there's your B note right there. And your alternate is the F sharp note, which is here. So it's back to E. And the A is usually, the proper A full major is made like that. But we're not going to use up to here. Old Mac Wiseman still plays it like that, I think. But we're going to use the A chord like this, or like that, and the A7 like that. So that would be A, D, G, C, F, G7, and back to D and G. And that's the way we're going to play. Let's run through a couple of demonstrations here. How about the 3/4 waltz beat here? Let's do it a little bit. I was waltzing one night in Kentucky, 'neath the beautiful harvest moon. it don't have to be that song. It could be a song like, Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Don't let them pick guitars and drive them old trucks. See, any kind of a song, it's either a 3/4 beat or a 2/4 beat. Like, I'll show you how important the bass note is on a song here. Let's see. Okay, we're going to play in G. So the two bass notes in G is the G note and the D note, right? What if we just played the bass notes, didn't even play the strum? I'm going to show you how important they are. Because this old gospel song has got a word on every bass note. You just watch this right here. I got a gnat in my eye, I think. Bluegrass gnat. Okay. I'm not even going to do the strum, just the bass. Some glad morning. See, right on the beat. When this life is over, some glad morning. When this life is over, I'll fly away. But if you add the strums to home, God's celestial shore, I'll fly away. You see, that's how you play traditional rhythm guitar. Let's come up with something else. How about, what was we in here? Let's go back to the, we can go to D. This is a common time. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Can you imagine playing that without the bass notes? It would just be, there's no bottom. You see, there's no timing. With the bass notes are so important. And let me show you one more here, then we'll be done with it. Here's an old song that Jimmy Davis was the governor of Louisiana about 5 times back in the 40s. And this was one of his campaign songs called Nobody's Darling. I was watching an old rerun of The Waltons one night, and Merle Haggard was a guest on there, and he did a verse of this and played the guitar, and I had never seen nobody put a minor chord in it, but Merle did it, and it sounded good. So instead of just being a 3-chord song like most people do it, Merle Haggard, when the song went to the G position, he went to the E minor, and then to the A chord, and then back to the D, because he was doing it in D. I'll show you what I mean. Be nobody's darling but mine. Be honest, be faithful, be kind. Promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine. You see, you can add a E minor sometimes when it's not even supposed to be there, and it sounds good. Let's see, I think we've covered everything. Don't forget to get you a good capo to learn how to use it. Nobody plays in the key of open B. I don't even know how to make, if you can make, an open B chord in the first 3 frets. All the bluegrass musicians and country musicians too, if they need to do a song in the key of B, they just grab their capo and put it on the 4th fret and play in G, and that's B. So now you're playing in B. the last one was what they call the G run. And in my next video of rhythm guitar by Lee Elliott, I'm going to talk about all those bass notes, the ones that are from chord to chord. I can show you how to make a 2-note run from chord to chord, a 3-note run from chord to chord. I can show you how to make a 4-note run from chord to chord. Thank you, Willie Nelson. And I'll also elaborate on the different ways to play that G run. Most people think it's called the Lester Flat G run, but Lester only played a couple of notes when he played the G run. I'm going to show you how to play about 7 notes, and with hammers on and pull-offs and everything, and make it kind of neat. And also, did you know you can make the G run in any chord? Not just G. I'll show you how to make it, the G run in any chord, on my next video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.